everyone, Luke here, and thanks for joining. I hope you're all well and living your best life. As always, I really appreciate you spending a bit of time with me and my very homemade film review channel. If you do fancy supporting me, a like and subscribe is always welcome. And don't be afraid to use the comment section. I love knowing your thoughts on the films that I review. So this review, let's go back to 1995 to Gus Van Sant's satirical black comedy To Die For. Now, I've been aware of this movie forever, but I never got round to watching it. But due to a recent spot of surgery, I'm okay, thanks for asking, I've got a bit more time on my hands than usual. So this has allowed me to go back to some of those films that have been on my watch list forever, and this was one of them. So To Die For is actually based on James Maynard's book of the same name, that itself was inspired by the true story of Pamela Smart. The film itself was actually only put into production 3 years after the real-life events in which this film portrays. The screenplay here was written by Buck Henry, who's actually famous for co-writing some absolute classics of cinema, such as The Graduate, Catch-22 and Heaven Can Wait, just to name a few. So you know you're in safe hands here. While the film was also packed with actors in the very early stages of their career, such as Nicole Kidman, Joaquin Phoenix and Casey Affleck. Then we also have some more seasoned actors on display, such as Matt Dillon and Kurtwood Smith. And the film even boasts a great cameo from David Cronenberg.
Suzanne would do anything to be famous.
She's gonna be the next Barbara Walters.
I believe that Mr. Gorbachev, you know, the man who ran Russia for so long, I believe that he would still be in power today if he'd had that big purple thing taken off his forehead.
To be on television
You're not anybody in America unless you're on TV.
was a chance she would die for.
You're on.
Good evening from the WWEN Weather Center.
So what's this film all about? Well, the film has a very simple but effective plot, and it's based around Suzanne Stone, played by Nicole Kidman, who spent most of her life wanting to be famous. She wants to be on TV. She's attractive and she has a ruthless ambition to get what she believes she deserves. However, opportunities for female broadcasters are really hard to come by, and she's convinced that her husband, the once handsome but now flabby restaurant manager, played to perfection by Matt Dillon, is just getting in her way. So she manages to hustle her way into hosting a weather report on a local public access station. She also is preparing a documentary called Teens Speak Out, which puts her in touch with a bunch of high school students. These high school students are even more desperate for the attention than she is, so then she hatches a plot to get her husband out of her life once and for all, using these high school students to do the work for her. This movie is actually a little different in how it tells its story. It kind of strays away from linear storytelling in favour of a slightly mixed timeline. Now, this is nothing new, but for this movie it actually works incredibly well. What we have is it starting at the end of the film and the characters narrate to the camera. From the opening frame, the audience knows exactly what's happened. We know Nicole Kidman's husband has been killed. And all we've got to do is work out the how and the why, and that is revealed as the movie progresses. To me, this device gives the whole film kind of sense of hyper-reality, or even a cartoonish vibe, and it steers the film away from what could have been a really dark story to that black comedy. That being said, it's really the acting here that makes this movie what it is. Both Nicole Kidman and Joaquin Phoenix do a fantastic job. Kidman, to me, is just awesome in the lead. She brings layers of meaning and character to what could have been a cartoon bad guy. But here we see her tell a story really close up. You kind of see her calculations, you see the wheels turning, you see her efforts to charm, the deceit, the ambition, the use of her sexuality. It's incredibly well done. Then you have the fresh-faced and naive charm of Joaquin Phoenix. His character is so easily led. He gives his character real heart and leaves you feeling actually generally sorry for him, as he is so easily manipulated into performing really horrendous acts. Again, he could have been a one-dimensional character, but it's played with such pathos. For such a simple plot, this movie is packed with themes to explore. At its core, what we have is about inherent desire and the love of TV, media and fame. This is spelt out with Suzanne actually says, you're not anybody in America unless you're on TV. If people are watching you, it makes you a better person. The film also explores sexism in the industry and actually briefly leans into kind of Harvey Weinstein territory. Well, it also highlights the danger of pure selfish driven ambition. So to sum it all up, I thought this film was a real fun little movie. And actually I can't believe I waited so long to watch it. Had a really great story, I was really absorbed in it. I think the acting is superb. The filmmaking really worked for me and I really liked the devices. Now it does set the black comedy and it is, I wouldn't say it's overly funny, but it is amusing. Ultimately, the film was great to watch, I really enjoyed it and I actually recommend it. If I was to give it a score, it's a 4 out of 5. Well, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and a comment is always welcome. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.